Tony? Hey, Tony, do you have a moment? I've tried to be mindful of the time difference before reaching out.
Oh, Lydia! Hey, Lydia, you're good. This is actually a perfect time to chat. Your timing is spot on.
Is that so? Great!
Something on your mind?
I was wondering when your next trip back to the US might be.
Huh?
I know your overseas assignment is supposed to be for a year, but you mentioned you might be able to make a short visit back, right? It's almost Easter over here, so I was thinking, how's that looking on your end? Do you have any holidays coming up around that time?
Well, around Easter, we don't really have any extended holidays on this side.
Oh, I see. I figured that might be the case. So in other words, you don't know exactly when you'll be able to come back at this point, right?
Well, yeah, but the work environment here is pretty flexible, and it's easier for me to take long vacations if I need to. When the time comes, I'll definitely let you know ahead of time.
So if I don't hear from you beforehand, I should assume you're not coming back for a visit anytime soon, right?
Why so sudden?
Huh?
It's been about 6 months since I moved overseas for work, and this is the first time you've asked me something like that.
Oh, no, it's nothing. I didn't mean anything deep by it.
Really?
Yeah, I have something I need to take care of, so I'll catch you later.
Wait, how's Mia doing?
Oh, she's doing great, really, but I've got to run, so talk soon.
Okay.
Tony, do you have a moment?
Huh? Mom, is that you?
I wasn't sure about the time difference over there, so I thought I'd just try texting.
At this time, it's no problem at all.
Oh, that's good to hear. Well, I'll just continue then.
Yeah, what's going on?
So earlier today, Mia came over to my house.
What? Mia came over?
Yes, she walked over all by herself. It seems it rained on her the way here. She must have found some shelter from the rain, but I don't think she could avoid stepping into puddles. By the time she reached my place, her shoes and socks were completely soaked.
Wait, hold on a second. From my house to yours, that's over 3 miles, right? You're telling me that a 5-year-old girl walked that entire distance in the rain, no less? Sure, the route is pretty straightforward once you hit the main road, just a straight shot from there, but still, what on earth happened? And where the hell is Lydia in all this? She usually works part-time during the weekdays, right? On Sundays, she should be at home. At least that's the assumption. There's no way Mia's mother, Lydia, hasn't realized her own daughter's gone missing from the house, right?
I thought the same thing, so I tried calling Lydia's cell phone, but either it's turned off or something because I couldn't get through at all. I even tried calling your landline, but no one picked up there either.
Is that so? Did you try contacting Lydia's parents' house?
Not yet. I didn't want to make a big fuss about it without having more information. I thought it would be best to talk to you first, since you're Mia's father.
I see. Got it. Did Mia herself say anything about what happened?
Well, here's the thing. She keeps saying, I'm not supposed to tell. Mama told me not to, and she's been crying the whole time. I tried calming her down with some warm milk, but she fell asleep right after that, so I haven't been able to get any more out of her.
I see. In that case, it's probably best not to press her for more right now. Thanks for taking care of her, by the way.
Oh, it's nothing. She's my precious granddaughter, after all.
So, sorry to impose, but today's the start of a 2-day holiday there in the US, right? Would it be okay for you to watch Mia at your place during the holiday?
Of course, that's no problem at all.
Actually, the truth is, I'm coming back to the US in 2 days.
Oh, is that so?
By the time I arrive, I should have figured out more of the situation. I'll explain everything to you then. Oh, and please don't tell anyone about me coming back.
Not even Mia?
Sorry, but yes. I can't rule out the possibility that Lydia might try to get in touch without us knowing.
Is there something you're suspecting?
Well, yeah. It's not something concrete just yet, so I'd rather not go into too many details right now. But I think she's cheating on me.
Cheating? Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't have solid evidence yet, but her recent behavior has been really suspicious. She's been hiding her phone a lot, avoiding eye contact with me. I've been pretending not to notice, but I'm at my limit now.
Maybe Mia's picked up on that too.
That's possible, but if that's the case, I really don't want to ask Mia about it directly. Her mother's still important to her, and I don't want to put any more emotional stress on her than she's already dealing with.
You're right, that's the best approach.
In any case, please take care of Mia until I get back. If anything changes or there are any developments, please let me know right away.
Of course.
Thanks, Mom. I'll be in touch later.
Got it. Take care of yourself, okay?
Lydia, do you have a moment?
Oh, Tony, is that you?
I don't really have anything urgent to discuss, but I had some free time, so I thought I'd check in and see how you're doing. Are you doing well?
Yes, I'm doing great. Mia and I are having a lot of fun together.
That's good to hear.
How about you? How's life overseas treating you? I remember you mentioning that there was a famous tourist spot nearby. Have you had a chance to visit it yet?
Not yet. This first year of my assignment, I really need to focus on settling in and getting used to the new environment, so it's been a bit challenging to find the time.
I see.
So what are you up to right now?
Huh? Right now? I was just watching TV with Mia.
Oh, I see. You're spending time with Mia then.
Oh, I can't believe I almost forgot. I need to go shopping. Mia requested soup for dinner, but I realized we don't have the essential eggs.
So dinner is Mia's request, huh?
Yes, anyway, I've got to run. Talk to you later.
Sure, take care. Talk soon. Mom, I'm back in the U.S.
Welcome home, Tony.
Thank you. Feels good to be back.
So you're coming straight here instead of going home, right?
Yeah, sorry about that, but I'll be relying on you for a bit. By the way, Mia has been with you this whole time, right?
Yes, she has. Today's the last day of the 2-day holiday, but she's been at my house the entire time.
So that means Lydia has been lying after all. I texted her earlier asking how's Mia, and she replied that they're spending time together at home.
I see.
There hasn't been any sign that she's worried about Mia being gone. I wonder what she's thinking. In any case, I'll tell you everything I know when I get back. Right now, I'm on the bus. I'm gonna stop by the private investigator I hired to hear their report on the way home. I think I'll arrive at your place in the evening.
Got it. Oh, please take care. Daddy? Dad?
Wait, Dad? This is a message from Lydia.
Daddy, it's Mia.
Mia!
Listen, Dad. Mom's wallet is empty and I haven't eaten anything for 5 days. Dad and Mom have been fighting in bed the whole time and it's really scary.
Huh?
You and Mom live apart and now you're not in America right now, right? Why are you fighting in bed for so long?
Well,
Mom told me to call her friend. So is the person with Mom a fake dad?
Dad,
help me.
Huh? Who are you?
Huh?
Did you think you wouldn't be found out just because I'm overseas? You might think you're fooling me with this nonsense as a 5-year-old, but don't underestimate me.
Dad?
You see, the real Mia is here with me right now.
What?
So who are you?
Well,
I guess I don't need to ask. You're Lydia, aren't you?
No, it's not.
You're sending messages pretending to be my daughter from your own phone, aren't you?
Huh? What?
By the way, you said Mia is with you? I didn't mention it, but I'm back in the U.S. temporarily.
What?
The message I received yesterday was just after I arrived back home.
Why did you come back? What about work?
I have a meeting at the headquarters after the holiday. I thought I'd take advantage of this temporary return to expose your affair.
What?
Ideally, I want to get you to sign the divorce papers and move towards claiming alimony.
Wait, why?
Mia finally told me that she was told to call some strange man Dad. When she refused, they kicked her out of the house, telling her to go to Grandma's and not come back during the holiday.
Grandma's place?
Did you think she would go to your mother's house? Unfortunately, Mia showed up at my mother's house.
What?
When I checked with your mother, it turns out she's currently on a trip with her friends. So Mia made the judgment to walk the 3 miles to my mother's house, who's her other grandmother.
Wait, how do you know all of this? Why do you know about Mia's whereabouts and your affair when you just got back?
Why would I not know?
Because...
That area is my hometown, you know. I have friends, relatives, and neighbors I've known since my parents' generation. Do you have any idea how many people I know?
Huh? But isn't your family home?
Are you misunderstanding something? My mom currently lives alone in an apartment about 3 miles away from her job. But 10 years ago, before my dad passed away, the 3 of us lived in a rental apartment near my childhood home.
No way.
Oh, by the way, it's too late to try to escape with the affair partner you brought in.
What?
Your father, my uncle, and his wife, and the affair partner's wife are all waiting in front of my house.
No way!
And me too. I just arrived.
No way! You weren't with Mia?
I was with her until a moment ago. I was messaging you while taking a taxi here, so now I left her with my mom.
What is that?
Well, time to storm your affair scene.
Wait! I don't want custody.
Huh?
I'll give you Mia's custody.
Seriously? You're being so nonchalant about it, especially after how panicked you were yesterday when they barged in on you.
Well, of course I was shocked. I mean, they launched such a surprise attack. But nothing really happened, right? You're acting like it was some huge disaster.
Sure, whatever. So you're saying I can take custody of Mia?
Yeah, I don't want it, so you can have it. You probably figured out that I was pretending to be a disinterested mother so I could give up custody for the sake of remarrying him, right?
Yeah, I figured that out. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gone through the trouble of pretending to be Mia and sending those messages that made it sound like Mom is terrible. That was quite a bold move you pulled, I have to admit.
This was actually my mom's idea, you know? She really pushed me to do it.
Ah, so you and your mom are in cahoots. That makes sense.
Exactly. Since my affair partner has a high income, we're working under the assumption that he will be covering the alimony and child support, right? It's all planned out. He's the son of a company president, and he himself is one of the executives. His annual income is around $200,000. Can you believe that?
Wow, that's impressive. But wait, can I just ask something? Hold on a second.
Oh, you're jealous, aren't you? That's what this is about?
Just to clarify, the company president is actually your partner's father-in-law.
Huh? What do you mean?
Since he's a son-in-law, it's pretty much guaranteed that once his infidelity is exposed, he'll be divorced and kicked out. I heard that talks are already underway to have him removed from his position as an executive. It sounds like he'll have a tough time remaining with the company after all this.
Wait, what? You're joking, right?
No, I'm serious. They're probably gonna kick him out. The moment his wife finds out, she's not gonna keep him around. Well, in any case, we already put it in writing that he'll pay the alimony and child support in a lump sum. And he's already made that lump sum payment, so we're good there.
Hold on a minute. What if he decides to back out?
I'm not interested in agreeing to either installment payments or a reduction. He has to stick to the original plan.
Tony, wait. That's going to be a problem for me if he changes his mind.
Well, it's not going to be a problem for me, so I'm fine with it. I'll be okay regardless of what he decides to do.
I still prefer not to go through with the divorce. Is there any way we can avoid that?
No way in hell. You're making this harder than it needs to be.
Seriously? You're just going to leave me hanging like this?
From now on, communicate through your lawyer. I don't want to deal with this directly anymore. It's not worth the hassle. See ya.
What am I going to do? I don't have any money right now. This is such a mess. I thought things would be different. I thought I could manage the situation, but now it feels like it's spiraling out of control.
Maybe if you hadn't made those choices, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. You have to think about the consequences of your actions.
Consequences? It's not like I wanted things to turn out this way. You think I planned for my life to become a total disaster? I'm just trying to figure out how to keep my head above water.
You should have thought about that before getting involved in all this. It's not just about you anymore. Mia's future is on the line, and we need to think about what's best for her.
Right, of course, Mia. But how do I take care of her if I'm broke? I can't just wave a magic wand and fix everything.
And that's why you told me to take full custody, right? Maybe it's time to start taking responsibility for your decisions. You need to figure this out on your own. So, it turned out to be a short-term battle during the 2-day holiday, but we managed to settle things somehow. I never expected the process to be so tumultuous, but life has a way of throwing curveballs when you least expect them. In the end, a surprising misunderstanding came to light, but since I have the divorce papers here, it's really none of my concern now. I hurriedly submitted them to the city office. It felt oddly liberating. A weight lifted off my shoulders even amidst the chaos. Later on, it was arranged that my former father-in-law would cover the costs for the alimony and child support. This was a relief because the financial burden could have been overwhelming otherwise. By the way, my former father-in-law also started an investigation into his wife, who had been complicit in their daughter's infidelity. The realization that he had to confront his own family dynamics must have been a painful one. He always seemed to be the pillar of strength, but now his world was crumbling around him. Before long, it was confirmed that she was indeed cheating, which led to a divorce that involves claims for alimony. I can only imagine the conversations that took place behind closed doors, intense, emotional discussions that would leave scars on the family. The fallout from this revelation must have been immense, affecting not only the two of them, but everyone in their immediate circle. It's hard to process the idea of betrayal when it comes from those you trust the most. As a result of all this, Lydia ended up in a position where she had to take out a loan from her father. I can only imagine the weight of that decision hanging over her. There's something profoundly uncomfortable about borrowing money from a parent, especially under such dire circumstances. Now she's responsible for paying it back herself, and I wonder how she feels about this newfound financial responsibility. Does she see it as a necessary step toward independence, or is it just another reminder of how far she's fallen? Meanwhile, my former mother-in-law will have to work to pay off the alimony she owes. This must be a bitter pill for her to swallow, considering she may have never anticipated having to support herself in this way. It's a situation that turns everything she once knew on its head. The irony is palpable. The woman who once held a position of privilege is now facing the consequences of her choices in a way she never thought possible. Right now, she and Lydia are living in a run-down, cheap apartment. I can't help but picture the scene, the peeling wallpaper, the flickering light bulbs, and the cramped space that has become their new reality. Their situation has become so dire that they're practically fighting over the little food they can afford each day. It's a stark contrast to the life they once led, filled with comfort and security. I can imagine the sense of desperation that permeates their home. Lydia never thought it would come to this. I can almost picture the moment when she realized the reality of her situation, having to repay her father while her mother struggles to make ends meet. There must have been a point where she felt all the comfort and security she once had was stripped away. It's a harsh lesson in accountability and the consequences of one's actions. I wonder if she reflects on her choices and how they've led her to this point. When I think about it, Lydia was always a bit naive. She seemed to believe that life would always go her way, that her charm and beauty could get her through any hardship. I remember the times when she would brush off serious conversations, laughing them off as if they were mere jokes. But life isn't a joke, and reality eventually caught up with her. The facade she had built crumbled, and what was left was a stark reminder of her decisions. My former father-in-law, having witnessed his daughter's downfall, decided to take action. He's not the type to let things slide, especially when it comes to family honor. I imagine him sitting at his desk, papers spread out before him, meticulously planning how to address the chaos his family has found itself in. I can almost hear the clatter of his fingers on the keyboard as he gathers evidence against his wife, all while maintaining a stoic expression. There's a sense of determination in his actions, a refusal to let the situation spiral out of control any further. He must have felt a mix of anger and disappointment, not just towards Lydia, but also towards his wife, who he trusted to support their family. It's a betrayal that cuts deep, especially when it involves the very fabric of your family. But he's a man of action, and the moment he realized what was going on, he took the necessary steps to protect himself and, most importantly, his grandchildren. I can only imagine the conversations he had with trusted friends as he sought advice on how to proceed. As for Lydia's mother, she must be feeling the weight of her choices crashing down around her. Once accustomed to a certain lifestyle, she's now facing the reality of having to find a job, something she may not have done in years. The thought of her working to pay off alimony must be a bitter pill to swallow. I wonder if she regrets her decisions, if she realizes the extent of her actions and how they've affected not only her, but also her daughter. Living in that shabby apartment, I can imagine the atmosphere, tight, suffocating, filled with a sense of defeat. The walls probably have peeling paint and the floors creak with every movement. The two of them, a mother and daughter who once lived in a world of comfort and privilege, now find themselves scavenging for food, fighting over the last scraps as they try to survive day by day. I can picture the frustration and despair that must fill their conversations as they navigate their new reality. I can't help but think about the little moments they must share during this struggle. Do they sit in silence, each lost in their thoughts, or do they argue about who gets to eat what? Perhaps they reminisce about better times, trying to hold on to the memory of the life they once had. I picture them sitting at a small table, divided by the weight of their circumstances, each bite of food a reminder of their current plight. The sadness of their situation must loom over them like a dark cloud, casting a shadow on everything they do. It's almost poetic in a tragic way. The juxtaposition of their past and present lives must be incredibly stark. I wonder if they ever talk about the future. Do they have any dreams left, or has the harshness of reality snuffed them out? Lydia must feel a certain bitterness, knowing that her actions have led to this downfall. It's a hard truth to swallow, but sometimes the lessons we learn are the ones that hurt the most. Lydia's father, meanwhile, is likely finding some satisfaction in the fallout. It's not something I condone, but you can't help but feel that a part of him is relieved to see his wife face consequences for her role in all of this. It's a sense of justice, albeit one that comes at a steep price. He might think that this is what she deserves, that she should suffer for her betrayal. It's a complicated situation, one filled with mixed emotions and conflicting loyalties. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.